Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Hells, or Helen if you prefer. And this time I've got another weekly vlog for you, and I've been doing a few of these recently, but I've got another one for you this time. I'm starting off by making a pumpkin bread. I found the recipe on All Recipes and it turned out so well that I think I'll be making this again. I've started off with a bowl and I've added in 420 grams of plain flour and 2 teaspoons of baking powder, or you could use self-raising flour. And then I've got 3 teaspoons of mixed spice and 1.5 teaspoon of salt. For the pumpkin puree itself, as getting cans of this over in the UK isn't that easy, I have roasted a whole pumpkin. I washed the pumpkin and popped it in an oven about 200 degrees and let that bake for 40 to 45 minutes. And then I could easily peel the skin from the pumpkin, remove the seeds, and just crushed it with a fork to make this really lovely puree. And it worked really well in this bake. So after I've added the cooked pumpkin, which was about 425 grams, also added in 600 grams of sugar. I've used a combination of white caster sugar and light brown sugar just to give it a more golden caramelly type taste, and I think that worked quite well. And then we're adding in 160 millilitres of water, 250 millilitres of vegetable oil for the fat, and 4 large eggs. Firstly, I'm just giving the dry ingredients a little mix together before adding in all of the wet ingredients and beating that together, stirring it in together fairly lightly until it's well combined but not over mixed. This recipe makes 2 loaves, and I found that actually it froze really well and it still stayed really moist. It's quite a dense, thick bread. It was more like a in the UK what we might call like a pudding, but it held its heat really well, and it worked beautifully with ice cream, and then I added a little bit of caramel sauce on top. I baked this for approximately 50 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius until a skewer came out of the centre clean. Although I do felt that it could have done with a couple more minutes in the oven. And here's the finished result. It's beautiful. Mark and I headed out to a garden centre. And as you know, we do love a garden centre. And Christmas decorations are in full swing. I mean, just look at this row of tinsel. Every colour you could possibly want. I was in heaven here. Mark definitely likes to have a rummage of the Christmas decorations, not that he buys much. There's an awful lot of mushrooms about this year. I really love this woodland themed Christmas decorations, although our lounge tends to be quite traditional green, red, gold Christmas decorations, so I'm not sure where this would fit into the house. That's funny. And, you know, if you don't need one, look, you can have 3 for 15.
Quick. I don't want one. I don't want one now.
But all the craze a few years ago, weren't they?
Yeah. That's
and
frogs.
Now it's frogs. I mean, I can understand the robins, but we got frogs now. I mean, he's quite a chunky frog as well.
Yeah, I know you see.
Got some just around the corner. We've got some Highland cattle as well. And some piggies. $14.99. Look, we've got some multicoloured goodness going on here.
Yeah, I like that.
Look, we've got some golden dinosaurs.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, pretty.
Rubik's Cube.
Rubik's Cube.
Yeah,
Yeah, look, we've got some pink dinosaurs. We've got loads of cocktails going on.
cheers.
Oh yeah, you got.
Cheers.
You held it up too high. I couldn't see.
Cheers.
Yeah, look, there's loads. There's some. Look at that one. Look at that one, Book.
No, it's got thing in it. Yeah. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. What champagne?
That's cute. The little hot chocolate.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. Actually.
You've got a little espresso martino there. I'm kind of confused with what's going on with the fireman avocado as a Christmas decoration, though.
Yeah. Well, what's even more confusing? I've got tomato ketchup there. So, yeah.
You know what? I have seen tomato ketchup before, so. I've got another dinosaur here, a roller skating one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh god, blimey. That's cool.
Fancy some broccoli on your
Yeah.
Christmas tree?
There's no place like home.
Or-
There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
Or how about a football with a Santa's hat?
Yeah. No thank you.
Father Christmas hat, even.
Yeah, right. Go.
You could style that out at work, couldn't you? We stumbled into the light section, and I'm really taken with these glass hanging ornaments with LED lights inside. I'm just not sure where they would fit into the house. I'll have to have a think on that one. We could have spent hours looking at this little mini Christmas winter wonderland. There's a lot of noise going on, so I've turned the volume right off. But I was just so sweet. All the little details. I'd have to have quite a lot of space if you wanted to recreate anything this size, though. There's even a little Father Christmas flying over with his reindeer. Beautiful. Didn't take long before we found our way over to the candle section, although we didn't find anything we wanted this time. Then on to the baking section, where I found these mugs with skis on. Very random, but really quite novel. They've got a really lovely selection of chocolate advent calendars as well, although I'm going to be sticking with my advent candle this year. And more beautiful colours and selections in like the cookware section. I did resist, and I also resist these Monty Bojangles truffle tins with these really cute little cat tins. Might go on my Christmas list though. Oh, Turkish Delight, that is just such a taste of Christmas for me. My mother would make it every year and pop it in little decorative containers and give it as gifts. In the shops, you don't often find the peppermint flavour, which is what she used to make. So I'm going to make it my mission to try and recreate that this year and make Turkish Delight. So if you like to see that, watch this space, as it will definitely be coming up before Christmas. They've got these Brett's crisps. I absolutely loved them when we found them at that other garden centre. I am going to buy some. But which ones? Well, definitely a pesto and mozzarella one. Oh dear, that was a big yawn. Got quite a large selection of food at this garden centre. And it was getting on, so we didn't have a full look round. Hopefully we'll make it back again soon. As you can see, when we left, the moon was out, and we did get stuck in quite a bit of traffic on the way home. But despite the traffic, it was a fantastic afternoon out, and I just love visiting garden centre. Now, I like to make a lot of my toiletries at home where I can, and I've recently run out of dry shampoo. So I've taken a look, and this is something that you can recreate at home really rather cheaply with minimal ingredients, and it just takes seconds. So the base of the dry shampoo is corn flour. So add 2 tablespoons of that to a jar, and then 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. The cocoa powder gives the dry shampoo a little bit of colour, and it makes it smell quite delicious too. So I put that into a jar, give it a mix, or quite frankly, you could just put the lid on and give it a shake, and it's done. And to apply the dry shampoo, I'm using an old makeup brush, and you just dab it into your mixture and apply it to the roots of your hair. And then you leave it a minute, and then rub it into your scalp and brush it through. You don't need much at all for it to work. I've used it a few times, and I really like it. And I think a jar like this is going to last me really quite some time, because you don't need much at all. Like I said, it's not for everyone, but actually this has worked really well for me, and it costs pennies. So this is definitely going to be a keeper for me. So a few days later, Mark and I went out in the evening over to Bognor Regis, and there is a food warehouse from Iceland over there. It's really quiet in the evenings. So we went around to have a little mooch. First thing we noticed, they got a section for Greggs. And I didn't realise you can bake your own sausage rolls and steak bakes at home. Mark's there's looking at the Harry Ramsden fish and chips, but put it back because it was too much for his liking. But I did grab a couple of steak bakes to take home, and a packet of sausage rolls, and fantastic. Las Iguanas, if that's how you spell it, we've had before, and I didn't realise that they had a frozen range. That was quite nice to see, but we didn't pick up anything from them. But that's definitely going to be on my mind for next time. Definitely keep this in mind, as they've got some rather delicious looking burrito bowls. Also, they had a Cathedral City cheddar cheese section with all kinds of potato favourites and things like macaroni cheese and cheese toasties and all sorts. Although we didn't pick anything up to try this time, that's going to be on my mind. And then this caught my eye. This is a spice bag, and I thought, oh, it's got like chips and chicken and spices and chilies and stuff, but at $8.50 I wasn't feeling it. One thing we did pick up was these 3 packs of meat for £10, as we thought they would make some good Sunday lunches, and then a couple of pizzas for pizza night. Why did you pick it up then?
Don't ask me. Just for the fun of it.
Want to say that again?
What? That's scary spicy, isn't it? This is doner kebab one there. Just up your street.
I like doner kebab, but not on pizza.
Yeah, I know that. I'm joking, anyway.
So another thing that Mark and I did this week was we headed out to a few charity shops. This one is quite a large donation centre that we hadn't been into before. Wasn't really our cup of tea, as there was a lot of new furniture in there. That's not their fault at all. We did have a look round the rest of the items, and who knew that Angela Rippon had made a workout LP on vinyl? Well, I certainly didn't.
Know where it is from?
Norway.
You know, that's £6, right? That is actually quite nice. It's thick.
I'd hope it would be nice and thick, being
but what I'm saying to you,
for Norway.
and that would fit me. But
and it's red.
yeah, and it's got no pockets. That is nice. I think that's actually quite a bargain for that price. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you find some strange things in some charity shops? I'm really not sure what was going on with this Superman teddy, but it did make me laugh so much that I had to record it. And this little Thomas the Tank Engine train set, very cute. There's even this stack of Elvis magazines, and I was very tempted. We are old school and do love a DVD, although we're finding it harder and harder to find the kind of things that we want to watch. I've seen something I like, but I'd like you to get it for me.
What is it?
In the fireplace down there.
What have I got again?
Because I don't think I can reach around and get it.
What do you want?
There's a little,
Piano,
no, behind the little tree. Can I have a look at it? Yeah. Because isn't that what we need?
Yeah, it's £12.50.
And?
£12.50.
Yeah, but that's something we've been looking for, isn't it? And it's a nice condition one.
Oh, it's money, no, I don't know.
I mean, you clearly don't like it. As
I don't mind it, it's fine. It serves a purpose. It's not a problem. It's just that, like I say, I use some money, don't I?
Poker.
I could have cleaned the end off. Look, it's wobbly, look.
What's wobbly?
I don't know. Oh, do you want it back?
I don't know. I was just looking at all the items, that's all.
See if they're alright.
Yeah. I didn't end up buying the fireside set, but I did buy a cookbook and had a good look around the Christmas section too. So here is our weekly shop. Banjo is assisting. Started off, I got some hash browns for the freezer, as Mark has requested a full English breakfast. We have not had one for a while, and those keep well in the freezer. Also for the freezer, I got some more of these prawn toasts, as very much enjoying them as a naughty lunch. Drink-wise, I've got some more of the ginger cordial. It's rather delicious and going down very well. Mark some energy drinks and some more of his sparkling flavoured waters. And some 4 pint of milk and some cappuccino sachets. Some premium pork sausages for our English breakfast. And a 2-pack of bacon was only a few pence more than a single pack, so one of them will head into the freezer. Some more. Oh, Banjo's tail getting in the way. Do you mind? No, it doesn't want attention. And got some of these cherry bakewell inspired Muller corners. Love a cherry bakewell. We've had these ones before, the apple crumble inspired ones, and they were also very good. So they're on offer. And these Rachel's rice puddings. I never thought I liked rice puddings until I tried these Rachel's ones, and now I'm slightly hooked. Also these Muller Bliss mascarpone cherry yogurts are divine. Some usual, got some pack of ham and pack of cheese. And this week we've gone for a white tiger loaf rather than wholemeal. It's a bit of a treat. And we're in fully fledged soup season, so I've got some more broccoli and cheddar, like a chilled soup. Some coleslaw to go with one of our evening meals for dinner. Then some ready salted peanuts. Stocked up with some tin soups as they were on offer and always go down well for lunches. Also some tuna pasta bake mix, some pasta, and some tin tomatoes to have with our full English breakfast this week. These caught my eye, these white chocolate digestive biscuits. I wouldn't say I was a big fan though. And for our fruit, we've got some bananas, more plums, surprise, surprise, some easy peeler satsumas, some raspberries, although they are definitely not in season anymore, a Caesar salad pack to have with one of our dinners, beetroot, some mushrooms to have with our English breakfast. So another thing that both Mark and I really enjoy is pickled eggs. I made some pickled onions a few weeks or months back. I can't remember now. They're going down really well, and thought about making some eggs, as they don't need very long at all to pickle before they're ready. Ideally about 7 days, and then you'd eat them up fairly quickly. Quite like them with snack lunches, in picnics, ploughman lunches, or just like with a cheese board. Mark will happily just eat them out of a jar as a snack as well. So I have hard boiled a pack of eggs and popped them straight into cold water before I peeled them, and making sure they're rinsed well and no eggshell remains. I've got some white pickling vinegar here. I'm just going to empty some of that out and put my eggs straight in this jar, as it's a nice size and it's got a wide top, so super easy. You can add things like beetroot if you want like a pretty pink colour and that flavour, and you can add other herbs and spices, or just fill in the gaps with other kind of vegetables. That works quite nicely. That was super simple. And then I have also going to pickle some baby cucumbers. I've washed and I'm just sterilising my jar in the oven. And while that sterilises, I'll prepare these little baby cucumbers. So into a colander they go, and I'm going to sprinkle them with salt, and toss them in salt and let that sit covered for sort of 10 to 15 minutes before giving them a good wash and rinsing off that salt. While they sit, I can prepare the vinegar for the cucumbers. So I'm going to use some fennel seeds, pop them straight into the pan. I do eyeball this, I'm not very good at measuring. Some chili flakes, as I do like a little bit of spice. Mustard seeds, once again, I'm just going to eyeball this. I'll let those just toast off in the pan for approximately 1 minute. And I'm going to use the same white pickling vinegar. Don't think I'm going to need much, as the jar we're putting them in, we're going to be pushing in the cucumbers, packing them in as tightly as possible so there's not so much room for the vinegar. Add a little bit of sugar for sweetness and some salt. And then I'll add that to my spices. So I'm going to pop this on the hob and let it simmer for 4 to 5 minutes. Then you turn the hob off and let the spices and the vinegar infuse. While that's doing, I've now rinsed off the salt from the cucumbers, and with a clean napkin or towel, I'm just going to dry these off well before just taking off the tips and the tails and slicing them up. I'm making them quite chunky, as I want to try and keep a little bit of crunch in the cucumbers. And then at this point also, my jar should be sterilised as well, and I can start just packing them tightly as I can into my jar. It was a little bit tricky to get them to stand up, but the more you pop in, the easier it becomes. And then I'm just pouring my vinegar into the jar. This should last a few weeks in the fridge. And these are truly delightful as a little snack or on top of salads. Thanks for watching and have a great week. Ta-ra for now.